Well, a very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, from wherever you're watching us. Welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel, and welcome to another interesting and alluring episode of the Candid Talk. My name is Evans Okinyi. Now, I'm joined here by the one and only Professor Herman Manyora. Prof, how are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to another candid conversation here.
Thank you.
And Prof, something astonishing actually happened several weeks ago in Eldoret. And I just lack a better word to describe what took place there if it was not anarchy, but it was some sort of state of lawlessness that we actually saw. There was that scuffle between the county government officials, the traders there, the hawkers within, and you saw the kind of looting that took place in that supermarket, leading to loss of actual goods, which up to now we do not know how much did the owner of that supermarket lose. Now, there are a number of things actually which are taking place there after whatever happened that day took place. One, the main market in the president's backyard of Uasin Gishu County, that is Eldoret town, that market is closed. Since that day, the county government decided to retaliate and had that market closed. I've been talking to people down there and inquiring what is it that is taking place, and they're telling me that up to now, since that incident took place, they haven't been able to work. Now, my problem is this, my question is this now, what is it that the county government can actually do in order to avoid this problem between them and the hawkers, or rather the traders? Because we've seen a number of governments come in, and there is always that problem between urban planning and all that. How do we harmonize this whole thing so that everybody in the process?
You've used a word which is urban planning. We don't use urban planning. If you planned our cities and towns, and Kenyans are said to be moving from the rural areas to urban centers, rural-urban migration at an alarming speed, so that not this country and indeed most of Africa will be urbanized. In the 50 years from now, there will be no every village will have become a town. 50 years, 100 years. So we are not seeming to understand the role of planning. If you planned well, the so-called hawkers will find no business in town. Because experts have said, and it's common sense, how many people live within what the British people, UK, they will call London, they will call boroughs or counties, for example. We always had 8 divisions in Nairobi. Dagoretti, Westlands, Starehe, Langata incorporated Kibra also, and so on, Kasarani. There were 8 corresponding to the 8 constituencies before we blew them into 17. It was always said, if you made the residents of those areas self-contained, so that it is like a town within a town, with the supermarkets, with markets, there will be less demand for goods by people passing through town. That will go hand in hand with a comprehensive policy on housing. So before you start housing, you must know how it fits in with many other things. Comprehensive policy on transport, urban transport. You see, when I was a young man in this city, there was no public service vehicle. There were mainly buses that started from Langata to stop in town. No vehicles started in Kangemi to stop in town, no. They crossed town. So if you are in Kangemi and you boarded number 23, it went past town all the way to Outer Ring. If you boarded 34 in Otiende, it crossed the town all the way to the airport. None was turning in town. None was terminating in town. If you took 42 in Kibra, it would take you all the way to Kariobangi. And then there was a circular, is Sili number 6. Ikipenduka imekuwa number. It's circular. 6 becomes 9, but so simple things like those will make people, because they are not stopping in town. So if you are somewhere, you are going through town, passing town, you alight right at home, and there the things you need are there. These hawkers will be starved of business in town. They are there because they are customers, and the customers are there because everything has been put in town. At this time and age, I remember I wrote certain books sometimes back for certain, and it was not published, about urbanization in Kenya. And I was saying, why haven't we decentralized certain services from Nairobi? Why is everything in Nairobi? I'm happy devolution has come. But we are not seeming to use devolution. If we use devolution in the manner in which it was intended, this Nairobi will be decongested. Seriously. And hawking and this will be things of the past. And those hawkers will find livelihoods elsewhere. Yeah.
Now, Prof, getting back to Eldoret market, that is the main market there, of course, it is the wholesale market there. I called back and asked a few of them there, what is it that is happening? Now, whatever happened that day took place, but then that scuffle was there between them. Do you think it was right for the county officials to have the market closed?
They did not understand the
with
situation.
People's goods inside therein. And remember, this is, so many people do not understand it because perhaps they do not have the real experience of what is there. Personally, I've been to that market and understand. It's one of the, and remember it's within Uasin Gishu County, Eldoret town.
Yes.
Harboring all the traders all the way from Uganda who come there, Elgeyo Marakwet and so on and so forth. So you find that all these people bring these goods here. And perhaps those young men who were given wheelbarrows by, of course, there are a number of wheelbarrows which they were given by the president during the campaign period that they were supposed to be using in selling their products. So for instance, an Elgeyo Marakwet farmer comes with mangoes, they're ready, and then he gives this young man here to come and sell these things, to go and sell these things, after which he is supposed to send that money, pay later. And then when the boys, like, they went, they normally store their wheelbarrows in the market after selling in the evening. When they came the following day, the market is closed, but even the wheelbarrows, all of them were collected with all those goods and taken to the county council office. So do you think that... Freedom. Do you think it's freedom for us here, yes, or it's just some sort of doublespeak from what is happening? Because these people are saying, the governor, during the campaign period, people were allowed, you could even sell at the governor's house.
Nobody would ask you.
Yeah, right now, nobody would even ask you. Even the county council's office, you could go and sell right inside there, and nobody would ask you anything. Do you think it's right for these people to act this way, and then finally, when they get to power, they now turn the other way around?
And backwards people, which I'm sorry to say we are, backward people rarely think beyond one day. You think about now. So if now is getting power is how you think. But more sophisticated societies, people think long term. They think of legacy. Somebody says, I want to be prime minister of this country. What is it that is making me prime minister? What is it I want to pursue that no other person has ever done or is ever likely to do? So you look long, it's long term. It's a strategy for long term. We want power at various levels, not just the president. Everybody just wants power. If you sat an MP with your friend and asked him why you want to be an MP, there's no answer for you. You'll be shocked at what he says because he has no idea of what it means to be an MP. You get it? You just want the CDF money and things like those. So if they were serious people, they will be looking at things on a long-term basis. They know, yes, you can promise people things to get votes, but you must have a strategy and a plan to get them off the ground. Yeah. But now when you see what's happening in Eldoret, and by the way, I've seen something else also. There was a horde of squatters, I think, had invaded some land. Again, there are issues, tensions there, and so on and so forth. I think it's lack of, first of all, nobody seems to be honest when they were campaigning. And secondly, once you get power, you can amend. You can make amends. You cannot happen like now that I have, let me. So lack of seriousness, again, is what I think is the problem. Yeah. Or people who don't even have what it takes to understand the situation. Who don't even have what it takes to understand the situation. That seems to be the problem we are dealing with.
No.
Both at the national level and then at local level in places like Eldoret. The situation is too big, and a small man with a small brain thinks the only way is to lock some people in the cells and close a market. That's small thinking. Because it's a big problem. And the government must realize. I did a video after that Eldoret thing. To me, it was a sad thing because it shows you just how close we are to seriousness in this country, to serious trouble. Because that is just one supermarket, a small group of street children and hawkers. Supposing it is some mass of Kenyans aggrieved because of something, and they take action directly. Because I want our leaders to know, there is an animal in every man. In all of us, there is an animal. The human part of us, the rational man, is a creation of 300 years or 200 ago. Man is just rational because of convenience. But basically, there is an animal in you and in me. So it is order that creates the environment in which we thrive as human beings as opposed to animals. Given a chance, all of us will turn into animals and we will do the things that animals do. So those in power are advised not to create situations that invite men to use the animal in them as opposed to the human in them. Yeah.
Now, Prof, this is a market that feeds thousands, pays school fees for so many children in this country, feeds families. But when you lock the market, have it locked, close it down for 2 weeks, all those goods brought in there, bananas, fruits, and all kind of stuff. And we thought that the president, now that this is his backyard, would come in handy and perhaps speak up. But from what I'm getting on the ground is that things are not actually good there.
But these are the things that Kenya Kwanza government promised Kenya.
In fact,
harassing hawkers, demolitions will be things of the past. And Kenyans took them. I, for one, know. You cannot just allow unplanned hawking. Look, all the congestion in Nairobi, all the things, matatus, mkokoteni, hawkers, they make Nairobi surely a wrong place for investment. Yet we want our children to get jobs. On the one hand, you want Kenya and Nairobi to create employment for our children. But we make it impossible for that Nairobi to create employment because nothing is moving in Nairobi. Nairobi is a dead city. It's a dirty city. It's too congested. No investor in their right mind would want to invest in Nairobi. So I do not support unplanned activities within town. Even the so-called hawking. But they were told, nyinyi mlikuwa mnasumbuliwa. Sasa mutahawk anywhere. It can't work. In fact, we must bite the bullet. We must remove matatus from Nairobi and find livelihoods for these people. You cannot have a city like Nairobi with border, kokote. You scare away the people who will create the jobs you want for your children. Yet, these people cannot make a decent living from those border things. They are deceptive. So, you need people who are focused. Look, so I'm not surprised with what happened in Eldoret.
Finally, in my attempt to ascertain the truth behind what took place in Eldoret,
yes,
I spoke to a number of people and they were like telling me, leave alone what these people are reporting in the media and everything. The thing here is, when the market was closed, everybody was told, go sell at your place. If you're a Luo, go over there. If you're a whatever, kindly.
What does your place mean?
I don't know.
In your house? You sell to your children?
Yeah. Okay, like the people were like, watu waliambiwa waende wauze kwao.
Kwao ni wapi?
I don't know. That is what I actually don't understand.
Kwao at a tribal level or kwao?
Yeah, that kind of tribal level. And that is that problem that you people are coming here and you want to overtake these places. You've taken over Nakuru, you've taken over several places. That is what that person was telling me. And he was kind of saying that hata machokora waliambiwa waende wakae kila mtu akae.
Afanyie chokora kwao. I don't want to believe that.
Of course, I don't want to believe that.
I refuse to believe that because, for one, it's very dangerous.
Definitely.
We cannot run a country in that manner. But again, it is possible, and when you have a problem, you do not tuck it under the bed or under the carpet. You face it. We have been told this country has a very serious problem of tribalism. that is made worse by the fact that we have a hegemonic kind of arrangement in this country where power resides only within 2 communities out of about 40 or so communities. And you have to bite the bullet and face this thing head on for purpose of inclusivity. Then ugly things like the ones you are talking about cannot take place, because at the end of the day, we all feel we are Kenyans. And those in power like the president are advised that even as you form government, world over, government is about people who are loyal to you. Government is about people who supported you. World over, even including America. But within that context of you having won and working with the people who helped you, you must understand the country you are in. What is the demographic architecture of this country? Whereas in America, you are free to choose those who helped you. As you do so in Kenya, you must know the architecture, the demographic architecture of Kenya is not the one of America. This is about tribe. So if you end up with 13 permanent secretaries from your community and another one from the Kikuyu, with one from the Luo and 2 from the Luya or none, then you are implementing what is implemented in America but in the wrong place.
Are you trying to say that the government is courting disaster?
Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to stop the conversation at that point, but do not fail to subscribe to our channel here at Herman Manyora, and of course at Let's Talk Love KE for some other conversations over there based on everything that is taking place in the country. Till we have this conversation again, have yourself a very lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.